at that stage there, he should be, a real goal poacher is in between those two centre backs, just waiting, because he's not blessed with pace. We know that, so he's not going to beat them in a foot race to it. But he needs to be anticipating that ball coming in at that stage there, and then he has got to tap in, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Here we go. Welcome to the Pompey Pod with Mike, Dan, and Tolly. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening. How's it going?
Very well, very well.
All right.
So we're going to talk about the away performance against Leicester. But we will start this week, as we always do, with our audience question. Our audience question is this week. Connor Chaplin hasn't yet got up to pace since his return to Portsmouth. So, and a lot of people are saying Adrian Segecic should be starting instead of him. So the question is, Chaplin or Segecic against Coventry on Tuesday night? Put in the comments, Chaplin or Segecic, and if you want, you can furnish us with your reasons why. Last week's question was, whereabouts were you watching the Pompey Pod? And I'm going to go through a few of the responses that we had, because people are watching from all over the place, gents. Brian Henderson, F5W, for example, is watching from Adelaide, Australia. Born Pompey 2 is watching from the Eastbourne area, East Sussex, season ticket holder. John Roberts 9053 is watching from Madrid. Grew up in Cosham, born in St Mary's, now living in Madrid. Sid 460 was born in North End, now living in Brazil, which is good. Teresa Moore, a little bit closer to home. She's a stone's throw away from QA Hospital. Ed Brent 1232, he is close enough to have the Reading fans tax his driveway for the cup match, so he's obviously not too far away from Fram Park. Brian Nichols 5246 is in Rio Claro, Sao Paulo area of Brazil. Brazil representing quite nicely. Andy Farrugia 657 is watching from Bournemouth while fishing. He lives in Fareham. And Visible Comment is one of the 3%. I had to look up what the 3% was because I completely forgot about the 3%. But he's one of the 3% who watched till the very end. So he did very well.
So he's paying more attention than you is. That you are.
You is. Yeah.
You is.
MDWW4BH. Actually, he's not saying where he is. 11 Buster 1000, final one. He's also from Australia, Queensland. Do you want to do your...
Good day.
Good day, mate.
Thanks very much for responding there. If you want to pop in, if you didn't get that last time round, pop in the comments now. But thanks very much for contributing. He's originally from Portchester, by the way. Old Buster 1000. Anyway, let's get on. Let's get on to this week's game away to Leicester. I was a little worried about this game beforehand, if I'm perfectly honest with you. And after the first half, I was a little bit even more worried. I thought we were going to get a right spanking. But actually, very good second half, wasn't it? Tolly, let's get these going and give us your thoughts on this one.
Yep, first half, poor. Couldn't string three passes together. And if I was a Leicester fan, I would be disappointed that they didn't make most of that in the first half, Leicester. Good goal, good finish. But yeah, we weren't really at the races, were we, in the first half?
No.
I think, although it's a bit generic, we did get into good areas in that first half, but it's just with that lack of that cutting edge, missing someone like Murphy, putting the ball in the box. Just sort of nothing in that final third, was there?
Cracking strike by Yang, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
The way he adjusted his position and hit that was great.
Yeah, because he obviously had to take a couple of steps back, and it's a difficult shot, isn't it? And to get it, he actually got a bit of power on it from the side as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Which is good.
And some great saves by Bursic as well.
Yeah, I thought he did well.
I thought he had a very good game. Very good game. What was quite nice about this goal, which we're watching now, if you're listening rather than watching, is that it was started by Swift and then finished by Swift, wasn't it?
Yeah, I've never seen him run so far.
At all.
Yeah, so just fast. I've never seen him run, yeah.
But yeah, very good little cut back inside.
Chop.
And good finish. Chop. It was a good chop, yes.
Yeah, yes. Good chop.
And, don't know if you noticed, but it's also started by Chaplin nicking the ball off their player on the edge of our area. So if you watch it, I think it's just coming up here. Chaplin, little tiger, little toe in there. And then lovely little outside of the foot ball from Swift. Gets Yang away. Yang's looking all right now, isn't he?
Yep. The other thing I'd point out about that is the way that Bishop runs across and takes those two defenders out, actually. And
Bishop. Well,
we're going to come to that in a minute, but I think that gives Swift maybe that extra fraction of time to think about where he's going to put it, maybe.
Yeah.
You can see the defender there looking straight at Bishop.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing Bishop does very well, isn't it? I'd say this is what's coming up in a moment, I think. No, this isn't the one, actually, sorry.
Put your foot through it, son. Put your foot through it.
Bianchini, yeah.
Hit it.
Yeah.
Hit it.
It's. I'm going to pause it there a second, actually. I'm just going to pause that there a second because let's talk about that one. Because it is a good effort. He's made a good run to the near post, isn't he? And it's a good ball to him. But it's one of those where either if he gets his laces through and gets some power, or just wants a little bit of lift on it, doesn't he? If he gets a little bit of lift, the keeper's not saving it.
I think he sees the keeper going the other way and just thinks it's a tap in. But keeper makes a good save, to be fair.
Keeper does make a good save, but I think it's savable, isn't it? I think he I don't know. I think it shouldn't have been savable. I just think like I said, I was saying if you either wallop it or just get a little bit of lift, just get a tiny little bit of lift on it. It goes over the keeper's legs, and he's only saving it because it's with his legs, and he's not saving it any other way.
Probably a bit of lack of confidence as well. Just more concentrating on getting it on target rather than putting your laces through it. Yeah.
Looking at the positive though, it was a good move into the box and ghosted past his defender. Right, let's get back to this because this is the one that I'm going to say about Bishop.
Yeah,
great ball. This is a great ball.
It is.
Now, for me, Bishop, like I said before, what Bishop does really well is he builds up play, takes players out of. And I thought he was actually quite good against Leicester. Probably one of his better games recently. What he did, I think, quite well against Leicester is he particularly focused on the big haired defender rather than the 8'2" one, and actually won. I think he won more than he has done recently. But if we just take this back a little bit, as an actual number 9,
there you go.
And this has probably been a little bit too quick, but he should be right in between those two centre backs, shouldn't he? Yeah. At that stage there, he should be a real goal poacher is in between those two centre backs, just waiting because he's not blessed with pace. We know that, so he's not going to beat them in a foot race to it. But he needs to be anticipating that ball coming in at that stage there, and then he has got to tap in, isn't he?
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, 100%. He's a couple of yards behind it, isn't he? He should be on at least in line with those, like I say, in line with those two central defenders.
And I think that's what infuriates a lot of people who do criticise him quite often. I think that's what, and I can see their point in that sense. He's not a £10 million striker. That's what that sort of player would be, a £10 million striker, wouldn't they? I think. Thoughts?
Agreed.
I just think I don't know. On another day, he'd be there. Confidence, isn't it? I think maybe.
I don't know. But again, he is obviously getting a bit of grief. Like I said, I thought he had a decent game. It's just, I think the problem is that people see that what you want from your number 9 is they want an output. And when you get 1 goal in 12 games, that's not the output that you really want. And add to that a penalty miss as well. But still, it was an overall second half, very good. Obviously, they had that one good chance right at the end there, which, again, I think they lacked a natural goal scorer to put that in. But other than that, they didn't have a lot second half, did they?
Nope, I thought we did really well. I thought Pack did really well again. I thought Ogilvy did really well. Bursitt, Yang all did really well. We just need to sort out that right of midfield, don't we? And to some extent, the centre of midfield as well. The number 10 position. But yeah, again, some really good performances. I did notice actually that their goal came from a pretty shitty clearance from Gazelle in our area. Came to him on the volley, and he tried to swing at it, and it only went about 2 yards, which then gave them the opportunity. So slight criticism of Gazelle there, but yeah, I think on the whole, second half's good performance.
I thought what we did really well second half, and again, kudos to Ogilvy, because that guy, their right winger, had pace, he had lots of pace, didn't he? And in the first half, you could see Ogilvy was actually petrified. He was like 20 yards almost off our back 4, wasn't he? Further back, just kind of like he didn't want to be beaten for pace. And obviously that's what happened with their goal, is he was beaten for pace. But I think what he did well second half is that he almost stopped it at source. When the ball was coming into that player, he was getting there at the time of, and you know what I mean, hitting him early. So he didn't really have many of those one-on-one situations. And when they did, for some reason, their right winger was kind of his ball into the box was pretty terrible. I thought second half on the rare occasions he got the opportunity to.
Yeah.
Overall, he did very well indeed. All right, there's only one defeat away from home, and bearing in mind we've already played Ipswich. Obviously, that's where the defeat came. It was only 2-1, so that's not horrendous. We've already played the other two teams who came down and are kind of favourites to go back up. West Brom, who are doing well and are up there. Good signs away from home, considering what we were like last season, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think aside from the West Brom game, we could have easily come back from Southampton and Leicester with all 3 points.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. And actually,
that's it. It's good because we've gone like you say last season. It was sort of those games would be defeats. They'd be a late goal, or we'd get 3 or 4 put past us. This year they're draws. So next season we're going to twat everyone away from home. That's how it works, isn't it?
I think the other thing that's worth mentioning quickly is I quite like Josh Knight. Fitted in quite well. I think he's doing a good job.
I did.
Yes.
The only thing that worries me, and I think I mentioned this before, is I don't think Paul looks particularly comfortable on the left, particularly when the ball's kind of played out to him and he's expected to do something with it. I think he's okay defending on the left, but I think when he's got the ball at his feet, he's always trying to come back onto his right, and I don't know, it just looks a little bit almost cack-handed, cack-footed, however you want to say it. But that makes me a little bit nervous. But yeah, Knight's done very well, hasn't he? I think.
Yeah, he's done all right. I mean, I think it's the fact that I haven't really noticed him much. I know that sounds a bit strange, but there's been no major errors, nothing negative. So yes, he's been. I think he's, like you say, Tolly, he's slotted in quite well.
Yeah. What do we think of Marlon Pack? Because Pack has obviously come back. A lot of people were saying that's it, he's done, he's passed it. I think a lot of people were judging him on the fact that he was playing centre back last year. I personally think he's been, not far from excellent since he's been back. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think he's doing a great job. A lot of the play goes through him at the moment, doesn't it? Midfield. I think he's picking up balls from defence from the goalkeeper, looking where to pass them, being intelligent about what he does with it. I think he's holding that play together in that kind of that space between the defenders and the midfield. I think he's doing really well and comes back from an injury. Obviously, not an easy thing to come back and go straight into the team. So, yeah, fair play to him.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the game against Ipswich where he came back and had that really good.
Sorry.
Had that really good second half. And I thought, and people were saying about how good he was, and I thought maybe that would be just sort of like a one-off. Not because I think he's a bad player, but just because I thought he might be back out of the team. But yeah, he's done really well, hasn't he, since he's come back?
Yeah, him and Dazelle kind of seem to complement each other, don't they? Dazelle obviously has the legs around him, and Pack has the kind of the range of passing.
Mm-hmm. That's where I still think we need the more attacking one of the three. So I don't think, although Swift didn't play badly against Leicester, I'd still like to see someone else in that number 10.
Yeah, Segecic or hopefully Lang when he's back. But I feel that Lang is probably going to be used on the right when he comes back. Chaplin? Why not put Chaplin in a position that he's actually, best in? It's a thought, isn't it? Speaking of best in, Yang is obviously improving all the time, getting better and better, looking like a solid loan signing. So Murphy's rumoured to be back for the Stoke game. What do we do when Murphy's back?
I wouldn't be surprised if he is on the team sheet for tomorrow night.
Who, Murphy?
Yeah.
Well, some people thought that might happen this weekend, didn't they?
Oh, really?
Thought he might be in for the Leicester game.
But the obvious thing for me is to put Murphy on the left, Yang out on the right, and then choose between Chaplin and Swift in the middle, or Segecic.
Yeah.
Don't know.
I think if it's just between the two, I think Murphy would outrank Yang any day of the week. I think he'd come in. I think Yang's been good. He's had a lot of goal involvements, hasn't he? He's scored a couple of goals, assisted against Leicester. But I think Murphy gives you a bit more throughout the game. Like Yang's contributions are sort of every now and then, aren't they?
Just a bit more width, just a bit more width as well. Yang's been good in those channels, but he doesn't put crosses in from the byline, does he?
And the thing is, Yang's in the box, isn't he? Yang's goals, his two goals have come from him being in the box. He's hit the bar against Leicester from being in the box, and Murphy wouldn't be in those positions. Murphy would be outside the box or out on the wing. So he is different. He's a different player to Murphy, even though they're both wingers.
Yeah,
Murphy will put more crosses in than Yang. So I think you're possibly right, Tolly. I think he might just put Yang, and if Murphy's back and fit, put Yang on one wing, Murphy on the other.
The difference with Murphy as well is Murphy can go right or left, can't he? He can go either out wide or he can cut inside and shoot. Although he's stronger on his left, on his right, he can use his left to good effect across. Whereas I think Yang is more of a cut inside shoot or cut inside pass sort of player, isn't he? Rather than go out wide and get the crosses in. So I'm hoping he doesn't put Murphy on the right and Yang on the left, because I think Murphy is less effective on the right, personally. That's just my opinion, but Yang's done well. And the thing you got to remember as well is Mousinho is very good at protecting players, isn't he? Particularly young players. And Yang is only 19, isn't he? And a lone player, so it wouldn't be a bad thing for him to have a little bit of a rest after having 4 or 5 starts in a row, whether that be against Stoke or whether that be against Coventry. Okay, so, but the good thing is, I think having had Yang in good form means that we haven't been so, Murphy hasn't been as much of a miss as maybe he would have been if Yang hadn't been in good form.
Yep, definitely. Yeah. He's done really well. Fair play to him.
Okay, let's 2 games this week, 2 home games, 2 big ones. First and third in the league. Coventry are up. Well, by the time this comes out, it will be tonight. We're recording on a Monday night, but this will be they'll be playing Tuesday night. This will come out on Tuesday morning-ish. Thoughts on this one? Coventry look okay under Lampard, don't they?
The only undefeated team, aren't they? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's a tough ask, isn't it?
It is. They score goals for fun, don't they?
But we've already beaten the unbeaten league leaders once, so
true.
I didn't realise
and they've even got, and they only beat us at Coventry with a very late goal, didn't
they? Like 95th minute or whatever.
However,
I think, I mean, you look at their stats. That they've only conceded 7 as well, so they got the best attack, best defence in the league. Like you said, scoring goals for fun. Yes, they've only played Sheffield Wednesday, QPR, Oxford, Derby, but they're looking very strong, aren't they?
But they have scored 9 goals in their last 2 away games, and three of the Championship top scorers are Coventry players. 3 of the 4, sorry. 3 of the top 4 are Coventry players. 20 goals between them.
Yeah.
The thing is,
it's Pompey, isn't it? It's Pompey at home on a Tuesday night, so it's one of those. Normally, I think probably this if we were going against a side like this in that sort of form last season, I would say the fact that we're at home, I think, would probably be a little bit of a comfort. But this time last season, I'll be really worried. I'm not as worried. I kind of, they look very, very good. Obviously comfortable against Blackburn, 5 against Sheffield Wednesday, 4 against Millwall away, 3 against Birmingham. But they've drawn away to Oxford, so that's a bit of a slip up, isn't it? They drew at home to Norwich, a little bit of a slip up. Away to Leicester. Yeah, I suppose that's still a good point, really, isn't it? But like Tolly says, there is the fact. What the thing that really concerns me is that their players
their attacking players in particular have a lot of pace. They score goals, they're clinical, but they're pacey. Brandon Thomas Asante, he's their like left winger, isn't he? And he, I think whoever plays right back, I would assume it's going to be Williams, but I think he could be in for a tough game. But they've got, decent players. Well, their centre midfielder, I can't forget his name off the top of my head, but he's right up there.
Mickey Gin.
They look a decent side. Mickey Gin, that's it.
I think the thing that we've got going for us, like you say, is Fratton Park Tuesday night. Get the atmosphere going, intimidate them a little bit, have a good first 5 or 10 minutes, and who knows what could happen.
Yeah. I'm sure it's probably one of the places they're least looking forward to coming.
Yeah.
So let's just hope we can do what we normally do against the bigger teams.
Would you? Is there anything? Do you think you would change anything about the team, knowing how prolific they are, or do we just go again?
Well, I know who I'd move out of the starting 11, but
who's that? Play tell.
I'd probably give Swift a little rest.
Your break.
Yeah.
Even though he's now on his, he's going to be on a bit of a high, having scored, isn't he?
He is going to be on a high, but I just think, and I think possibly Mousinho's got something planned anyway. I think maybe we'll see Segecic. I don't know.
You would think there's going to be changes, wouldn't you? Bear in mind it's Tuesday. We played Saturday night as well, so they've only had a little bit, a day and a bit's rest, or a couple of days rest, and there was an unchanged side, which wasn't a surprise because obviously we beat Middlesbrough last time out. But after that, they also had a long rest due to the international break. I don't think we can change the back four. We could potentially you could change Williams for Swanson, but I don't think he will because I thought Williams actually played very well again against Leicester. So I think the back five will stay the same. Potentially, maybe change people a little bit further up the pitch. Possibly bring Chaplin out for a bit of a rest. Mm-hmm. Maybe Swift. Yep. And like you say, it depends on Murphy's fitness.
The other thing I was going to point out is that there's only 2 teams that have scored fewer goals than us in the league.
Yeah, we're not.
Both of them are in the relegation positions at the moment. So
that said, we don't concede many either, though, do we?
No,
we conceded 10 in 11 games, so yeah, that's decent. Again, considering where we were this last year.
More than 2 in a game, have we?
Sheffield, Norwich.
And Sheffield Wednesday, yeah.
Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah. So no more than 2 goals a game. It's much better than last season, isn't it?
Solid.
Yeah.
So would you take a point against Coventry, or do you think we should be winning that?
I would take a point now if you offered it to me, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be happy with a point. Purely just because of the way they're battering teams. I think they just look different. The Championship, anyone can beat anyone. It's a very close league, but they do seem to be, I know it's only 10 games in, but they do seem to be head and shoulders above the other teams at the minute, don't they? So, definitely take a draw. Mm.
They are fine. And then that would lead us on to Stoke at the weekend. Stoke, kind of, they're not, although they're up there, and they're obviously, if I'm honest with you, I thought they might struggle a bit this season. But they're not. They're doing very well. They're consistent. They're very tight in their games. If you look at their last few games, so 1-0 at the weekend, 1-1 before that, 0-0, 1-1, 1-0 lost to QPR, 1-0 win against Birmingham, 1-0 defeat at West Brom. So 1 goal either way in a lot of their games, or draws. But some decent draws in there. Away to Middlesbrough is a decent draw.
Beat Southampton away, didn't they?
Some good results.
Yeah.
They beat Southampton, 2-1 down at their place, didn't they? And I think in that game they only had 24% possession, didn't they? And still managed to come away and lost a player, didn't they? They lost. They had a player sent off midway through the second half. Yeah. Still managed to win that one. I don't know. I think they're there for the taking, especially at our place.
I think we'll be fine. I think we'll win that one. So what will probably happen is we'll beat Coventry and then lose to Stoke when we. Probably
That's the way
will
it
happen.
goes. That's the way it happens.
Yeah.
You'd take 4 points from those 2 games, though, wouldn't you?
Definitely. Yeah.
Possibly even. I'd possibly even take 2 points if it means we go unbeaten against both sides. I wouldn't want to at this stage, but I wouldn't be massively disappointed if we drew both.
No, I wouldn't. But I'd like to beat Stoke at home. I think it's a game we should be winning. But yeah, undefeated in those 2 would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're currently 14th, 10 games in, 3 defeats, 3 victories, 4 draws. As Tolly said, 9 goals scored, 10 against. We're in a little bit of form because obviously we're unbeaten now in 4? Is it 3 or 4? So 3 is, isn't it? But yes, I think. And the thing that pleased me the most is if you look at the teams below us, I think there's teams below us who will definitely be below us come the end of the season. I think there's some teams below us who will improve, such as Sheffield United. They will improve as the season goes on. I think Birmingham will improve, and unfortunately, I think Southampton will improve. But I think the likes of Wednesday, Blackburn, Derby, Norwich, Oxford, Wrexham will all finish below us in the league. So I'm pretty confident. And it's good that we're actually, I think we can kind of look up rather than down. I'm not that concerned that we will go down this year. I don't think, unless we have some terrible injury, problem with injuries, I don't really see us being that much in danger. I think we could potentially look at up top half, perhaps.
Well, we should be all right there because we don't usually have a problem with injuries, do we? So
no, we're normally perfectly fine.
Yeah,
never any issues.
No, I think it can change too quickly, Mike. I think it's too
early.
Far too early, yeah.
I agree. I need to look this up actually, but I've got a feeling that both the teams that came up with us were pretty central in the table after this time last year. So both Derby and Oxford had a pretty good start, didn't they, last season? So
yes.
I wouldn't be surprised if we looked at a table from this time last year and saw Derby and Oxford in about the same position as we are now, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think I think that's kind of true of like the Charlton at the moment. Obviously, Charlton are in a false position. I think they'll drop. I don't think they'll be that consistent throughout the season. I also don't think Hull will be that consistent. Preston, I think, are also in a bit of a false position at the moment. They're doing well, don't get me wrong, but I think those 3 teams will drop down the league.
Charlton need to ease up a bit.
Yeah, they do. They do, especially with that little weasel.
Especially as we know they're going to take at least 4 points off us this season, as they always do.
Guaranteed 3 at their place, isn't it?
Yeah.
Guaranteed 3. Yes. Yeah, that's coming up, I think, isn't it? The Charlton game, is it? I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway, the next 2 are Coventry and Stoke. Why not subscribe to our channel? And or if you're listening on Spotify or some of those audio channels, why not leave us a little review and a 5-star review would be lovely. If it's anything other than 5-star, forget it. We don't want your reviews. We don't want your constructive criticisms. We only want positivity. But yeah, please do. Couple of things to mention, lads, before we go. Both a little bit. So it's somber news. So Joe Morrell announced his retirement today. Obviously, it's been 2 years since he's been in rehab over his injury, which at the time seemed a little bit kind of innocuous, didn't it? It didn't seem like he was going to be out for that long. It was kind of 4 or 5 months, and obviously it's been 2 years. It seems he's not going to be able to get back to playing. I didn't actually read his post, but I think it's something to do with he's in too much pain to actually consider playing again. So it's a shame, but we wish him well. I assume they'll go on and do some sort of coaching badges and things, and maybe even we'll see him around Portsmouth in some sort of coaching capacity. But wish him well. And then finally, obviously, sad news of Milan Mandaric since we last were on. Milan obviously took us up to the Premier League back in the day, and how we used to chuckle at his little robotic arm when he used to get Milan give us a wave. Maybe they should install a little robotic Milan arm in his honour.
I think that would have been a much nicer tribute to him if all of the players just stood there and gone like this.
Yeah.
Good little wave, yeah.
Good old man. Yeah, we had some good years
Yeah.
under him, didn't we?
We did,
Bless
didn't
him.
we? He gave us some good times.
Yeah, bless him. Bless him. I actually bumped into him in the Marriott Hotel in North Harbour once. Only very, very briefly. He was kind of sat in the bar area. I just did a little hi. Didn't say too much. Yeah, that's what he did. He flies away.
Yeah.
Hello. Anyway, that's it. Tolly, any stats? I know Dan's not got any rumours today, but go on.
No rumours. Sorry, no.
No, I'm all out of stats, but one that I've just looked up. This time last year, after 10 games, Oxford were 11th on 13 points.
Wow.
Crumbs.
Solid start. The rumour of Bamford has yet to materialise, but he hasn't signed elsewhere, as far as I'm aware. So, could still happen.
Well, no, the rumor was correct, wasn't it? That he was in talks apparently, but
Yeah.
I don't think it ever got any further than that, did it? So
It would seem not.
Yeah.
We did get a lot of poo-pooing in response to that. So I was kind of hoping that it actually did happen, just so it kind of like breaking news from the Pompey podcast. But unfortunately, not happened as yet. Anyway, that's about it from us. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Play Up Pompey.
Cheers, folks.
Bye.